चूरुन्मिलितमस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरोर्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. We are reading from Krishna Consciousness, the topmost yoga system by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we have read from past chapter, we have read the perfection of yoga, and then second chapter we have read the yoga and the master of yoga, and third chapter we have read the beyond laws of nature. Now today we will read the goal of yoga. So this is the fourth chapter we are reading. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Sanskrit word mam is frequently used. The word means unto me. Mam means unto me. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, says unto me, the Krishna. We cannot interpret this in a different way. When I say, bring me a glass of water, it means that I am the person in want of the glass of water. If you supply to me, not to others, then it is right. Okay. When Krishna says unto me, that means Krishna, but philosophers are still interpreting. They say unto something else. Even grammatically, this is wrong. So, this is the end of this paragraph. Prabhupada is mentioning that sometimes Krishna says, Mam eva je prapadyante. Mam means unto Krishna. But people who have some philosophical mindset of, they are misinterpreting. They are saying this unto something else. So the goal of yoga means the object of meditation, we can say. The object of meditation is Krishna, but people are misinterpreting to something else. How? Prabhupada example, giving the example of glass of water. Okay, next paragraph we'll read. One who has developed attachment to Krishna is Krishna conscious. They say if you have attachment for your lover, you always think of her. This is lover consciousness. It is natural. It is stated that a woman who has another lover besides her husband shows herself very attentive to her household duties, but is always thinking, when shall my lover I meet in the night? This is an example. It is possible, in spite of our false engagement, if we love somebody, to think of him always. If materially it is possible, why not spiritually? That is the whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada is mentioning one who is always, who has developed the attachment to Krishna and who always think of Krishna, he is Krishna consciousness. So in this material world, due to this material attachment, we think of other person. So why Prabhupada is mentioning why it is not possible in case of spirituality. So in first paragraph we have read the object of meditation is Krishna, but some philosophers they are misinterpreting to something else. Second paragraph Prabhupada mentioning that our attachment to Krishna make us think of Krishna always. In Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna, as a fighter, you have to fight. You cannot step away from the fighting. Sometimes it is your duty. Sometimes people say that following spirituality means doing nothing. So Prabhupada is mentioning Arjuna, Krishna says to Arjuna, you have to fight. This is your duty. But while fighting, you have to remember Krishna. Nowadays, I have practical experience that the draft board of your country is calling for boys to join the army, but they are not willing. They are not willing because they are not trained as Kshatriya. So they are trained as Sudra laborers. Therefore, the caste system is very scientific. A section of people should be trained at Brahmana, men of knowledge. Those who are intelligent enough in the society should be picked and trained in higher philosophical science. And those who are less intelligent than the Brahmanas should be given military training. We require everything in society, not only military men. How can everyone be a military man? Because they are sending Shudra, ordinary worker, to Vietnam. These are unnecessarily being killed. Any country which is very profound, very proud of scientific advancement, and yet does not know how to organize its society is a fool society. So Prabhupada mentioning this Varnashram, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra, these are scientific. So Brahman means intelligent class of people. Kshatriya means administrative class of people. Vaishya means business class or mercantile class of people. And Sudra means labor class. So these four classes of people exist in any society. So that's why Prabhupada mentioning this Varnashram is caste system is scientific. This caste system is not as per any birth or anything else. Prabhupada mentioned is scientific as per the nature of the people. So it is also exist in India, it also exists in America, or it also exists in Africa. So because these we require, Prabhupada mentioning, we require some intelligent class of people to formulate the rules and regulations for the society, and sometimes we require some administrative force to protect our country and citizen. We require some business class, and also we require some laborer to do that business. So Prabhupada in whole paragraph, Prabhupada mentioning how this Prabhupada giving an example. Because you are sending Sudra or ordinary worker to Vietnam, this is unnecessarily being killed because they do not have that Kshatriya principle. Okay, they do not, their nature is just not matching with as Kshatriya. That's why they are all being killed. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that there are four divisions of society: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. That is natural. Some are inclined towards spiritual advancement, these are Brahmana. Now we are training boys who are spiritually inclined and they are unnecessarily being forced into military service. So Prabhupada is explaining the Didan case when Prabhupada, this is just after the Second World War. Okay. So the police have no knowledge that some boy is being trained up to higher science. Why should he be destroyed when he is being perfected? The intellectual person, those boys have Brahminical qualification are being restrained in brahmacharya student life. They do not take to meat eating, they do not take part in illicit sex, they are being trained as complete Brahmanas, the highest intellectuals, the most purified person in the world. Okay. So if there is one Brahmana in a whole family, then the whole family, the whole society becomes sanctified, pure. But today they have no knowledge of how to train a Brahmana or how to train a Kshatriya. In the other field of action, in the work of Shudra and Vaishya, there is nice training. Prabhupada mentioning this in Kali Yuga, all are Shudra and some Vaishyas are there. Okay, so Vaishya and Shudra, they are being trained in our society, but there is no specific training for a Brahmana and Kshatriya. So if anyone want to be a businessman, there are college or technological school. That is very nice. But why should everyone be dragged into technology? Just as in your body, for proper maintenance, we require the head or the arm, the belly and the legs. So Prabhupada given very beautiful analogy of this Varnashram system comparing this into our body. So Prabhupada mentioning for proper maintenance, we require head, then arm, belly and legs. All these part of body are required. You cannot say we do not require the head. Brahmana means head. That is nonsense. We require everything. We cannot say we just require arm or head or belly or leg only. So we require every this four thing. That is properly mentioning. If this is not present, then this is nonsense. So suppose there is a body without a head. It is a dead body. If the body is now intact, but there is no head, it is called dead body. The dead body, say the head is considered to be intellectual part of the body. Similarly, there is no Brahmana in the society, it is a dead body. So if there is no spiritual knowledge, spiritual man in the society, it is a dead society. So we can say the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, they are just like head. Kshatriya means arm, Vaishya means belly, and Sudra means leg. So therefore, the Krishna says, I have created four divisions of society according to quality and work. It is not as per birth. So if sometimes people accuse Bhagavad Gita without getting sufficient knowledge of this Varnashram system, they think that this Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they are being stamped after they get birth. So that is not the case. Rather, rather Krishna has divided this society into four divisions as per quality and work. If someone is working as a brahmachari brahmana and has acquired the quality of understanding Krishna, the Supreme Lord, then why should he be called an army section? So there should not be any interaction. Sometimes you must have heard the name of Parsuram. So Parsuram was initially a brahmana, but he has Kshatriya quality. Okay, he has took birth in Brahmana family, but he has intrinsic nature as a Kshatriya. So that's why he is he is the specific incarnation to kill all the Kshatriya who are not religious. So Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, this is as per the quality. We cannot intersect them. We cannot transfer one quality to another. We cannot say that one who has Shudra quality or Vaishya quality, they cannot Prabhupada mentioning they cannot be called for army action. Okay. So of course that is required to protect the society or to protect the country. A military arrangement should be there. No one will disapprove, but not the Brahmana. So Brahmana cannot act as Kshatriya or a Kshatriya cannot act as Brahmana or other caste. So it is putting a race horse before the work cart. A race horse is required for different purpose. The other beast of burden, asses, mules, oxen are required for pulling the cart. Okay. So Prabhupada is mentioning that where the asses or mules or oxen, they can pull the cart, so why the horses are required to pull the cart? Sorry, why horses are being engaged to pull that cart? So if it is possible alternatively that the cart can be pulled out by asses or mules or oxen, then why people are choosing horse? Okay. So Prabhupada is basically saying this is as per the quality and work. There should not be any intersection of the caste. So I say this frankly, everyone may read it, that any society where there are no spiritual person or Krishna consciousness in the rascal society, because it has no head. Okay, sometimes we have a headless society. So where there is a headless man, there is a dead body. Okay, if there is no brain, there is no head. If the brain is not working properly, then he is a madman. If he has no head at all, then he is a dead man. Okay, Prabhupada is mentioning completely that one must have head for his own body or for the society. So, okay. So sometimes people accuse this because they do not have sufficient knowledge of the scientific nature of this caste system or varnashram. They accuse that why this brahmana they are doing so nonsense. The fact is they are not brahmana who is doing nonsense, or they are not nonsense who is really brahmana. So do you think that in a dead society or a mad society there can be any peace? No. If the society is full of madmen, then there is the question. Where is the question of peace? Therefore, Krishna consciousness is the most important study in present day society. The men who are leading society, the president and the secretary of defense, should have the intelligence to understand the science of soul. So the leading of the society, they must understand this culture of knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So the other day, when coming to your country, I met a secretary of the Japanese government in Tokyo. I wanted to explain to him that he should cooperate with this movement, but he said, "Oh, we can't cooperate with your religious movement." He is one of the chief secretary of the government, and he's such a fool. He is taking this movement as a religious movement, just as we have so many sentimental religions. But this is not Krishna consciousness; it's not sentimental. This is the necessity of the society. Sometimes people ask what is the contribution of the sadhus in a society. The Prabhupada is mentioning this is not any sentimental thing. This is the necessity of the society. Class of men should be Krishna conscious or Brahminical quality. Otherwise, the society is doomed. It is going to hell. Okay. Sometimes you must have heard that there is a proper counselor. Counselor means in a palace of king. So there is a body of counsel who always give some suggestion to the king for a better maintenance of the whole kingdom. Okay, so that is Brahminical class. and the king is the administrative body, and there is Vaishya and Sudra also. So, Prabhupada mentioned this Krishna consciousness, it's creating Brahmanas. Otherwise, the society would be doomed. It is going to hell. And then such rascals are at the head of the government. How can there be a peace? So, if any Sudra is at the head of the king, then it is not at all possible to maintain any peaceful condition in the whole kingdom. So, how can we expect peace in a dog society? The dogs are by nature howling as soon as they see other dogs. So, do you mean to say there will be peace if you turn human society into dog society? Okay, so if you put so many dogs in a room, they will just bark. They won't. Peace is not expected in that room. So, Prabhupada mentioning that if you turn human society into dog society, into cat society, into tiger society, there won't be people. Tiger is very powerful. He can kill many other animals, but that does not mean he is very important animal. No, he has no use in the society. Now we are very powerful by so many arms and ammunition, but we have good weapons to fight with, and we can kill many people. But these are no qualification for good men or good society. We are not meant to manufacture a society of monkeys or tiger or asses or rascals who work very hard. Do you mean to say society of asses will derive any benefit of life? No. For those who have developed an attraction to Krishna, attachment can be developed. So from attraction, there comes attachment. Before my coming to the West, there was no movement like this Krishna consciousness, but now it is developing. Krishna was not born in your country. You do not accept Krishna as your religious god, but Krishna is so attractive that although you are a foreigner, you are not foreign. To Krishna, you are not a foreigner. He claims everybody. We make him foreign, but this is our foolishness. Okay, so let me summarize. We have read it so many paragraphs. So Prabhupada is mentioning this the object of this meditation is Supreme Lord Krishna, but there are some philosophers they are misinterpreting it to something else. And then anyone who has developed attachment to Krishna, he always thinks of Krishna. So we can say this is Krishna consciousness. And this Krishna consciousness, we can say in this material world, people who are attached to anybody else, so that person also think of that person. So it is possible in materially, so why not spiritually? Then Prabhupada mentioning that this Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, these are all scientific. Okay. And Krishna has made develop this four society for the better development of the society, four division of society for a better maintenance. And this Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they are natural as per the guna and karma. We cannot intersect between any caste. So if the Brahmana, this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, their Prabhupada is giving an analogy of head, arm, belly, and legs. So we cannot maintain peace in a headless society. Okay. So Prabhupada is mentioning, so there should not be any intercept between the caste because they are as per the quality and work and so then Prabhupada mentioning where is the question of peace if the leader is being doomed or without understanding the science of Krishna consciousness. And the contribution of the society, contribution of Krishna consciousness person to the society, they are not sentimental, they are creating Brahminic, they are creating Brahminical culture. So Prabhupada mentioned there cannot be any peace if we turn our society into dog society, cat society, tiger society. Tiger is a powerful, but there is not any necessary animal. Okay. So Prabhupada mentioning we are powerful. We have arms and ammunition, weapons to fight with. We can kill many people, but this is not qualification of good society or good man. Also, Prabhupada mentioning there should not be a society where society of asses, okay, labor class. So by maintaining this lower class, we cannot derive any specific benefit out of it. And Prabhupada mentioning that Krishna, because he is so attractive, so when we develop such attraction to Krishna, we could be attached to Krishna consciousness. The Prabhupada is giving example that you foreigner, Krishna is not a god of your country, but you are being attracted to Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any point you want to mention? So normally Prabhupada is mentioning this caste system is more scientific and as per the quality and work of that person, it is not as per birth. Okay. So this caste system is there in India, in America, in Japan, in Tokyo, anywhere you can find, because there is intelligent class of people, there is administrative class of people, there is mercantile class of people, lower class of people. Okay, that's why we can say this caste system exists throughout the whole world. Hare Krishna. So, Umesh Prabhu, do you want to say anything else?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, thank you. You will make the note of this thing. And next day. Okay, no, we will continue. Today, our Jayaprakash Prabhu has told he has some exam. Let's say he could not join. So, he'll join next time. Okay. So, let us stop here. वंशाकल्पतरुर्वश्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत की जय हरे हरे कृष्ण